You're. Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. Brother fam's around somewhere. I think, it's Thursday, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I got this playing in another tab. Let me stop. I appreciate y'all. I already saw people tapping into the chat machine. Piece of Sean Tragedy in the building already. Shout out to Miss Alabama pal. Big Creek, yeah, we live. We like damn chat started popping quick.
Yeah.
Piece of Joey Savage in the building. Kofi Jamal. D pause, what up, dog?
Hey, D pause. Hey, we good for tomorrow too, yo. Hit my phone.
Shout out. Tony.
We outside tomorrow, baby.
Chris Green, shout out Chris. Everybody outside. Tonio, shout out Ken Lou. Miss Kels.
Blue Chew Ken Lou
in the building. Joe Dixon in the building. Mimi in the building on maneuvers.
Away game, Mimi.
Chopped cheese, Mimi in the building. Shut up,
chopped cheese samples.
Let me get a sample.
Can you put it in a little cup? If you put it in the cup, don't charge me the whole. I just don't want to pay money. I want to see if it's nasty.
I understand it. Shout out Bodega Shug, piece to you. Piece of Rattler Steve. Shouts to Vin Forte. New edition of the Bulls. I believe I scheduled it for tomorrow. I think I scheduled it for tomorrow. It's a good one. There's some good shit in there.
You know what this is?
That's that Yamin.
Ralphie, babe.
He said the morning zoo. What that mean?
I don't know. I have no idea.
$3 billion in debt. Let's go. Yo. So I was on maneuvers today. I got back home at
maneuvers.
Yeah. I gotta go back. And see if there's any more missions to handle tomorrow. But got home. It's about 6, and I found out. I've been seeing alerts. The world is blowing up. Well, not the world blowing up, but it's funny how. Yeah, it's funny how a little spat between a couple fuck the whole economy up. Potentially. That's that man.
Could be.
DDM's not here, so I don't know if this will come up later. I'm not equipped to explain anything like that. But who knows? But that level of Twitter pettiness.
Yeah.
It'd be funny, but then when you look at the stock market, you're like, oh wait, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
So this is why, in general, is that me super loud?
Yeah, well, not super loud, but a little loud.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. Little fam had the computer. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to keep it low, but this is what happens with mess. This is what happens with mess, right? Mess is cute and fun at the beginning. It's when it's going down, you're like, oh, I see XYZ going on, and then, oh yeah. Tuesday happens. You should understand. Everybody loves the weekend, but when Tuesday has to happen, baby, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the adult in me realizing that, sometimes it's like, you know how you go to a funeral, right? And everybody's like, oh, if you need something, please don't fail to realize. Don't just reach out. I got you and everything, and all that is cool. Mm-hmm. But then Monday has to come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After all the people and the fanfare and the people bringing Popeyes and KFC to the house, Monday's got to come.
Yeah.
Monday always follows mess. And niggas, people don't understand that when that Monday comes, nobody is cheering along the mess anymore.
They saying it's a work, though. I don't know if I believe it's a work. I don't know if I believe it's a work.
They're not. I used to think a lot of this was work, but it's just they not.
I was talking to somebody this morning randomly. Shout out to Bootleg Man, questioning if he posted up an image It's two wrestling right now, but Mercedes Moné ringside last night during the 4-Hour Fighter Fest, They brought out a whole plate or whole like a tray with this fat, ugly ass steak on top of it, and I was like, why would I believe that would have been the cut of meat that she would have asked for? Pause. But dude was like, oh, maybe they're working us to make us hate her more. And I'm like, I don't know if at a certain point I have to question if they're that smart. And I'm just saying for WWE, AEW, anyway. And I don't know. It's hard for me to believe in the history of watching pro wrestling that it's always going to end up being they're going to the side of purposefully doing something whack to antagonize you.
So I think as the internet, as podcasters, as all these things I think that's the problem. I think we always think we know, right?
Yeah.
And that's it's the fault of access. It's nobody's fault. Right? But it becomes a point where we got smartened up to an extent. We don't think we're fans. We're not marks. Ha! Ha ha! That's not true. The wrestlers are marked. Other wrestlers are marked, baby.
Yeah.
Niggas aren't. No one's smart to everything. Everybody who's watching wrestling is a goddamn mark. So the truth is, they could have been working this with the state. The magic is them making us wonder.
Right.
Was that supposed to happen?
Right. Vaughn, I see this, and I'll pin this for later. I don't know if we're getting into the Triple H / R-Truth conversation yet. It may be way too early for that.
Y'all gonna be mad at me.
I was gonna say I'm also wondering what we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because I'd rather make sure that everybody's here to get their shots off, primarily because I don't feel like having to edit from 7 minutes in and then like 20 minutes in.
Absolutely nothing is the answer. Nothing's wrong
with being a mark. Nothing's wrong with being that's part of the point, but it's also the problem, because I think I don't want to say it's something wrong with being a mark, but I think the thing is when people forget that they're marks. Like you even if you have a podcast, even if you've done stuff, the nature of the beast is that if you're watching the pro wrestling, you marking out, brother. I see, and I only say this because I've seen y'all in public when the wrestling is happening. I do it myself. I know who I am. I think everybody, like, there's some people need to come into a realization that they marking themselves out too.
I'd like to call y'all all to the altar. At the prayer of all your heads.
I'm saying,
I love to pray the spirit of the internet up out of you.
It won't happen. We can't do it. We can't do it on the internet. Pause.
Right.
Yeah, that's a terrible double entendre. No disrespect, but no. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody. The thing is, everybody is smart. That's really what it's really. Everybody's smart, and they're forgetting that they're marks. But we'll
because we're all smarter than we were when we watched The Ultimate Warrior, when we thought Jim Hellwig was a good guy, right? Like, right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. The plane was going down. Okay.
I don't know if DDM will, like, a pod of time. I don't know if DDM will remember. A pod of time, please. I don't know what other words doing it. What Rock said.
Philosophies and hop.
But who was I going to replace Socrates? See, that's where I don't know. It was too much going on. Rock said the problem isn't being a mark. The problem is everyone thinking they're a smart mark. When that's yeah, exactly. Everybody's smarter than the next man, and be mad about where the because people will hate Dave Meltzer, but will then quote Dave Meltzer pieces that they read on another dirt sheet. That's always the stuff that cracks me up.
Yeah, well,
it's only so many places this stuff really coming from. Oh.
Yeah, I think the issue with a bunch of that stuff is also the basis of everything is the internet, right? And then the wrestlers hate the internet because it leaks stuff and people act like they know what they talk. You know what I'm saying? And then you get discourse. Oh, lovely discourse.
Yeah,
that always is just a
Damn it, Corey.
You see a bunch of niggas. You see a bunch of niggas with no critical thinking skills trying to think or something. Like,
one is two. One times one is two ass niggas. Yeah.
What it is, you understand what I'm saying? It's a conspiracy against man.
It's always something. It's always something till it's actually something, though. You said they melts want to impress me. Fly 737 overall in Texas, old man. Yeah, but yeah. Again, Bulls. I did have that uploaded, right? Let me just make sure. If not, it will be, but it should have been. All right, we had a good conversation the other day. I don't even remember everything we watched, but
did y'all watch Live at the Go straight from the Capitol Center?
No, we haven't watched. Shit, we did watch some people playing with yo-yos, but we still haven't watched. I guess if you haven't subscribed to the Patreon, at some point we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch Hookers on the Point.
God dang Undertaker!
We haven't done it yet. Yeah, Undertaker tried to take you out. He tried to take you out.
Remember that time that nigga legit scared me.
Word, Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Where outside?
I've told this on the podcast. I was working for the Courtyard by Marriott, and that's where they stayed at for Raw. And so I was working the buffet the next morning, and it's like early in the morning, hotel lights aren't all the way up. It's kind of dim, I'm counting bread. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I'm counting bread. He speak. I don't know what the nigga said. Redneck, Mark. Look at my t-shirt. I don't know what he said, right? But he, you know what I mean?
His goddamn redwood tree walked in.
Yeah, great big redneck with red hair. You know what I mean? I was in Glenburnie. Well, what part of what is that? I think that might still be Hanover. It's right by BWI. Either way, yeah, that was. It's a wild night, a wild morning. It was like 5 a.m.
5 a.m. It was lit like that?
Outside on the corner.
Yeah. Fun fact, fans' birthday is the day before Undertaker's birthday.
That is correct. That is correct.
Look at these random facts. And that's why I was watching Hookers on the Point when I had no business watching Hookers on the Point. Nobody.
Vaughn think it's what is it? Liquid TV, liquid television?
Yeah, pop-up video. Tay was about to kill Shawn Michaels for calling him Carrot Top. That's how I used to love that show. I would sit and watch music. I didn't care about none of these videos.
But you read it. Fun fact.
He kicked his heroin habit 15 years after this song came out. It'd be just not like that, but it'd be some randomness.
Fun fact, Cal prefers canned Heineken over bottled Heineken.
Yes. Is that a fact? I definitely prefer bottled Heineken over draft. Like I don't need you to pour anything into the glass for me. Just give me a bottle. I'm an adult. But I don't know if that is draft Heineken supposed to be better?
People love draft, period. I don't know. I like that when you throw away the cans, the trash is lighter.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. And you can stomp on it. Sometimes
yo, you ever do the joint where the can is laying flat and you step on the middle of the can so it stick to your shoe and you walk with the can?
Yeah, those are good for the tall boy. We're getting older. He got a hoodie on. Hoodie man. Shout out hoodies in this oh shit.
Roblux.
Mev Bleak got the Roblox popping.
Oh no, it's better now.
Yeah, they turned turn that game off.
Yo, my shit been fucking up for the last. I've been trying to get on this motherfucker for 15 minutes.
Jesus, it might be time for you to get a new Yami.
Nah, well, yes, but trying not to like I couldn't find my charger. You know, it's the big brick on the on the MacBooks.
Right brick on my brick. It's a nigga at work that be saying that too.
Big brick on my brick. So I couldn't find it. So I'm trying to work with my kids joint. The small brick. Y'all niggas hating already.
No, Corey was hating earlier. Low key.
I mean, shit. He's in the stock room.
I'm not saying it's because you here, but
nah. If you check my Twitter, I express my feelings about having Aaron Rodgers.
That makes sense. I'm glad. I understand. Hit the like, y'all. R.I.P. Cousin Chucky.
Cousin Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
God dang. R.I.P. Ronnie Don.
R.I.P. The only way to go?
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know if I don't know if beer out of tap is the only way to go, in my opinion.
So I didn't realize it was so much to like maintaining that whole system. So
You weren't in the restaurant.
Yeah, but I wasn't serving beer. It was breakfast. We were just talking about that. Funny enough,
it's not the same as soda.
No. You gotta keep beer cold, son. Like cold, because it feels crazy if you don't. Yeah, like you gotta maintain all of that, nigga. With a soda system, you mixing syrup and soda, like you know what I'm saying. And then normally that temperature don't matter. That temperature don't matter because you usually pouring that over ice.
But you gotta keep the pipe clean.
Hey yo, I mean that's in general. Words to live by.
You gotta keep the pipe clean.
Always keep the pipes clean. If you don't, I'ma shut up. The Pacers win the finals. How many times WWE gonna try and throw Halliburton on? It's all summer.
Hey, why are niggas rooting against the Pacers? Because this question is specifically for you. Niggas is heavily rooting against the Pacers.
Who's niggas?
Who's niggas?
The people I see talking about.
Are they Knicks fans?
Oh, I don't know. I don't talk to those people.
I was going to ask.
You're Knicks fans. You're Knicks fans. To quote one of my favorite cartoon characters,
you gotta be a Knicks.
Niggas went in that pockets, nigga.
You gotta be a Knicks fan if you talking about the Pacers losing. I mean,
that would be my first guess anyway.
I mean, Lawyer upstairs don't want the Pacers to win.
Oh, he mad at that. He mad too.
I don't know why. What's the reason?
He hates.
Give me the reason. What was the reason?
He hates.
Neither squad won a title yet.
What was the reason?
Right. I love that. That's
right.
Dope.
That's what you want to see.
Remember when it was the guy that it was LeBron versus Steph like 4 years straight? That was whack.
No, it wasn't whack.
The series weren't whack, but it was whack that we just kept hitting the shade.
Yeah. I mean, they cheated a good amount of
cheaters.
The Warriors.
Shoot. They cheated. They cheated to let the goddamn Knicks stay in the playoffs past the first round. But that's neither here nor there.
It would have been fun to see the Knicks in the finals. I'm not going front court.
It would have been on fire.
It would have been fun. New York, they was so lit. They was lit throughout the whole Yamin.
They were Eagles level of obnoxious.
Yes.
They normally don't win shit.
Well, that's and that's what New York's gonna do with anything. I seen New York protest. Everybody outside.
Here's the problem. If them niggas was out front, wilding.
Super wilding.
Wilding.
So I saw. Shout out to Fight Videos. I saw one video. Please get the likes up for real. If you watching and we.
No, we can't. Yo, I don't like when it be like 50, 60 likes and it's.
I know we here as a family right now. Just hit that like.
Everybody hit the like. Sorry, bitches.
Sorry, someone bitches. No, you're not sorry. There was a video of a guy. He was crazy drunk doing a random street interview on somebody's. No, he might. Was he a Spanish guy?
Cuz.
Nah, that don't count no more. That don't count. You can't tell that joke no more. I ain't got no hair.
Yeah. He had a certain point.
Long hair. That's a long hair fam joke. Like
he was pissy drunk on the camera talking about
Gene.
Gene was pissy drunk on camera talking about being cool. We just have fun, whatever. Some white dude pulled up. He had on glasses. He had on I don't remember if it was the soccer jersey of the team he was talking about, but he had a soccer jersey on, and he walked up because the dude was saying something about fuck the Pacers, blah blah blah. This dude came up, he was like, "Let's go Spurs!" Talk because there's a football league, a soccer team called the Spurs. Dude thought he was talking about San Antonio. Yeah, knocked his glasses off. Dude was on the floor sleep.
See,
you gotta know your personnel.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't just be trying to be, funny man outside in New York during the playoff series where they actually look like they about to go somewhere.
Joey said he was special needs.
He may have been. I don't know if it was confirmed. He may have been, and you're correct. It does make it worse. It makes it mad worse.
Take the pie out back.
Pie.
Give me that back.
Maybe that's the name of the episode. Pow Kai. I mean he still pie out that motherfucker though is the one thing. It was an unjustified pie out. I don't know how worse it would have been though if they were in the finals. You
know how worse it would have been if
they would have had the Yamins out.
What you mean?
I mean Swiss cheese. I don't know. I
know. Yamins could mean
no. Well, because at a certain point, every summer wrestling is the viewers down because the little kids is going to watch basketball. They be the ones with the.
It depends. It depends. Like New York City is a little bit rougher. It's a little.
Sometimes some cops just stand there. If it's too many people, that cop will just stand there.
Yeah, it's a little bit rougher, but yeah, I mean, shit, you gotta let a city, especially if it's basketball. If basketball is on in the summer,
right?
In New York City, that don't never happen.
Right. I mean, and that venue is historic. You know what I mean? It's
facts.
The Knickerbockers have been around for
Knickerbockers. They do what they do. But that's the thing. You do have Indiana. Don't got nothing.
Right.
Freddie Gibbs.
Indiana got nothing, and they got the finals.
2300 Jackson Street.
Yeah. 2300.
And Freddie Gibbs.
That song was low key a jam. I don't know if I listened to it.
That was a whole.
Yeah, you know what song was hard? Y'all remember that joint? Roses are red.
Oh yeah.
Violets are blue.
Fam really be in that zone. I be talking about that zone. Fam be in that zone. It be New Jack swinging. That's my childhood. I remember going to school He's so jamming, just happy as shit. You know what I mean? Like it just make you want to get a little pep in your stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Music don't. It's not like now. I'm listening to Stove God Cooks.
Can't dance to Stove God.
Trying to dance.
Nigga said he wants you to literally praise the stove.
This nigga's crazy.
I do when I got some food. You know what I mean?
When he got some food, he praised the stove.
Hey, shout out to me. I cooked 3 nights in a row this week. I'm impressed with me, by the way. Shout out to me.
I cooked I cooked 2 nights this week.
Twice.
Did I cook Monday? I may have cooked 3 nights this week in a row. I definitely cooked 2.
Last night was baked turkey wings. Night before was smothered chicken thighs. Night before was spaghetti.
Yeah. Night 1 was tacos.
I made meatball subs one night.
Night 2 was reheated tacos.
What did I make the other night? Yeah, I did.
Night 3 was y'all better eat the rest of them goddamn tacos.
Right. Still some damn taco meat in there. Y'all ain't finished that taco meat?
You better. Yo, this how I freak it, right? And when I'm making the tacos, I don't know how y'all make the tacos. When I'm making the tacos, pre-LB, you know what I mean? He normally right with me. He in the vicinity.
Right.
So I crack open some Doritos, snack pack of Doritos, take the taco meat, throw it in the bag, you know what I mean? Throw it in the snack pack, shake them up, and then you got nachos there.
Right.
Street nachos.
Street chos.
Jade, what's up? Come on.
Trying to play that roblux. He got that tacos. Where the tacos at?
Hey, cuz, when was the last time you had Italian ice?
Then you just
Hello, cuz.
Hi.
You just
Hey.
Didn't you just have Italian ice? The shade, not the snowboarder. Yeah, Kona ice.
Luigi don't even come in the cups no more.
Right.
Would it come in? No, it's
That's
a push
crazy.
up.
That's a push-up icy is crazy.
Those the joints from Minute Maid.
That's definitely Luigi though. I never seen those.
The Minute Maid joints was a jam.
I don't think
You had to cut them with scissors though.
Yeah, you had to cut that with scissors.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Why they change it up like that?
I want Italian ice. Probably because Rita's ate everything in my area, and I guess they got to innovate.
Rita's like
Fugazi, look, it say Luigi's.
What I'm saying is though, like if
I'm talking about Justin now. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, the Fugazi ones. No, that's Luigi for real. Yeah, I think Rita's probably got a monopoly. So you got to flip it and bounce it a different way.
Rita's.
Y'all don't know about Rita's water?
I hate Rita's.
They everywhere though. It's like 3 in my area. I could walk to one. I could take like a
young
quick
nigga just got shot over by Rita's.
Shout out to Rita's. That's the last time I'm.
The one Rita's look like somebody could get shot out at near me. Yeah, it's I think it may be too many, and they sound. You could buy a whole Yamin, a Rita's water ice. They could deliver the shit to you.
They put them in the hood because they know niggas always hot, and that's what happened.
That's when they wild out.
That's
what
what
be
happened.
outside.
Hot out this bitch. That's a good enough reason.
It's hot.
Heat and this stuff.
Yeah, that fire water.
I think this Hennessy is from my birthday.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, it's still Hennessy, right?
And
as long as it's Hennessy. What's the score of this game? Pacers, OKC. What's the score of the game? Indiana 15, OKC 25. The end of the first? Wow.
Oh, no.
Hey.
It's what?
17-25 OKC. They got 46 seconds left in the first quarter.
That's what it's gonna go. It's gonna go like that for the whole night.
I love it. I can't wait to see the rest of this. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I could tell.
I
Where them fans
I'm
at?
watching. It's on the TV. Yeah, where them fans at? It's funny.
Nigga.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yo,
Have you seen it yet?
I didn't know about it until I didn't know what it was called.
You ain't seen that the fan dance?
We have it on the show. When we talking about it on here?
What?
Yeah, I ain't know what that was.
I don't know what the song is called though.
Man,
Boots on the ground.
That's what it's called. Boots on the
boots on the ground.
Pants on the
Dance
ground,
with them
pants on the
fans at.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground.
Do chat? Y'all remember Pants on the Ground? Do y'all remember I don't know if I could play Pants on the Ground.
No, we cannot.
People need to pull their pants up. You did the Pants on the Ground song dance, or you did the bang 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 bang.
Where them fans at?
That's how you do the dance.
That's the pants on the ground.
No, that's the boots on the ground. They be dancing. They got like, cause you know this thing, it's a whole line dance or whatever. At some point, you gotta fuck like you when you step, fuck the fan, and then there's a part where it goes dun, dun, and they go fine, 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 fine. Yeah.
All right, perfect timing. DDM, where them fans at?
Where them fans at?
Where them fans at?
That nigga even read it.
The only thing?
Hey, you get out of here.
That's funny. I'm sorry.
God dang it.
Now
showing your hams.
You ain't see nobody. You ain't see nobody do the boots on the ground yet. DDM
with the fan.
I'm already tired of that shit.
100%.
They did that shit on a cruise ship.
Oh,
on that terrible ass family cruise.
No,
like,
it's already
like
hit the cruise circuit.
Yes, and I'm over
the cruise circuit.
Well, wait, because DDM, correct? Did they play Cupid Shuffle?
They playing all that shit. Cupid Shuffle, Electric Slide, man.
It's a playlist of like 6 songs that you're gonna hear throughout your entire cruise.
All summer long.
They playing Bill on there.
Yeah, what?
Bill.
No.
Withers?
No, the song Bill. Never mind.
No. I don't think so. Is it like steel drums in it, or like a dance hall-y islandy type vibe to it, or does it have a line dance to it?
You know,
because if it doesn't fit any of that, it's not on the playlist. I'm telling you, there's only 8 songs on the playlist.
Hey, it's a song on the radio right now that I like, which is super rare.
You listen to the radio?
When I get my wife's car.
What's the song?
It's called the dude, whoever the dude is, go by his government, I think. But it's called Mutt.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Damn governor.
Mutt?
That's my man from Victorious.
Kels, they be doing Wobble 2 on the cruise.
Leon Thomas.
That's it.
What's his name?
Leon Thomas.
Yeah, that song good. It's a good song.
I know that song.
All good.
But listen, you know what they did? You know what they did down the road?
They mixed it.
They put that hoe over Go-Go. Now
well, there you go.
Outer space.
There you go.
Over Go-Go and it's fire.
Chris Brown did a remix to that, I think, too.
Chris Brown, yeah. He right for Chris Brown.
Leon Thomas.
And Freddie Gibbs, speaking of Indiana, is in the remix too.
Word?
The album remix.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. I gotta hear this
Brown
song.
is on the other. Chris Brown is on the radio remix.
Leon Thomas Mutt.
Yeah.
All right, I'll listen to that after.
Bill
by the Fifth Dimension.
Yes, Bill by Fifth Dimension.
Do I know this song?
I
don't think that. I don't.
I know that song, but it's not called Bill. It's called "Marry Me" or something. "Marry Me, Bill" or something like that.
No, that ain't. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I know what I'm talking about when you said Fifth Dimension. I'm a meat historian. I know who Fifth Dimension is.
Wait a minute, brother, Uncle Manny. I forgot. I don't know if you know this about my cousin.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't call anything by the right name. I'm talking about people, anything. He don't give a goddamn.
Nigga said Bill.
The only reason why he called Cal is because Cal ain't Cal's name.
It is his name.
He's like, I already changed it. Leave me alone.
That's his name.
That's funny.
His name is Cal.
Yeah, that's funny.
His name is Cal. Yo, that's what I was talking about this weekend. Like, yo, somebody called me by my real name, and I didn't know that they was talking to me. And I'm like, and I said, oh shit, that is me.
That's me. Oh, you're talking to me for real.
Talking to me. My bad.
I was hallucinating for it.
Sorry,
yeah.
Mom.
Like, oh, all right, ma. You know what the deal is.
But it's
Man.
it's different spaces though. Like if I'm around my family, nobody's calling me Cal. They don't refer to me as they don't know about. I'm like
Cal.
My mom and them.
She should call you Cal too.
She would never. I don't know why, but she would never.
She know you, Cal.
She
That's
she
a
does.
Great question.
No, she does because she, shout out to mom. If I put something that I do on Facebook, I know she's gonna look at it. She's gonna try and figure out how to listen to the podcast or read the thing. So she's seen, but shout out to Mal. That's funny. That's funny as hell. She's
Mama
seen
Cal is Mal is wild.
She's seen me.
By the way, he's done it again.
He's done it again. He's done it as loud as Mal. Yeah, that's what it is. But
nobody's name is right.
She's seen this stuff, but she don't know. She's never called me Cal. It wouldn't even make no damn sense. I would say what?
At least she knows.
She knows.
Like, yo, I get mail to the crib and Big Duke and my grandmama like, who? I said,
Who does that name, man? Who does that name, man?
Who the fuck is man?
Damon. I don't even know no Damons in Dawson.
Oh man, Jesus.
Damons.
Well, that's the other thing. Having multiple aliases with people that you around
Shout
is
out
a
to
different one. Niggas be having 3 different nicknames.
It don't matter what the nickname is. Niggas gotta yell it up to you though.
Hey, Blowfly, what you doing, Blowfly? Where you been?
House down here.
Cousin Jermaine. Hey DDM, you not downtown tomorrow night, are you?
No, I'm doing double D tonight after I finish here. I gotta go to SOS. It's a big news day.
Oh, we. Well, yeah. The damn the white men who controlled the election. They had a whole.
Oh, the WWE.
Yeah, I gotta monetize that. So
because the rest of the world is about to as well. So,
you said double duty. I thought you was getting lucky.
Oh no, I'm gonna be up for a while tonight.
So when we're done here, make sure you go tap into the Secretary of Shade.
Mm-hmm.
If you've not been up on the Elon Musk, Donald Trump situation, DDM will get you right. Yeah. Do we? Is that it? Do we need to start the show? We might as well. Actually, speaking of to get DDM to where he needs to go, and there's already a bunch of news and there's pay-per-views. We doing predictions. Wu-Tang. We doing predictions. Let's start the damn show.
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. You've been rocking with us for exactly 40 some odd minutes. You know the God is still working on us. We'll get right one of these days. As always, it's your boy Cal. Got no title. Just got the squad and a bunch of wrestling to talk about. You already know the vibe. You already saw that the squad minus Mimi, who's on maneuvers, is on the call. DDM. Say what's good to the people.
What's going on? It's DDM, the EST of BRP. Lots going on in the world, but we're here to discuss a few things.
Oh man.
Who the hell is that?
That's Ronald Truth.
Ronald?
Ronald the Truth Killings. Aris Truth.
Aura.
Aris Truth.
Judgment Day edition.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Judgment.
I would have copped if I saw it in the stores. Brother Fam.
Y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me?
Ha!
I'm the Osiris of this ish. Your fam is here forever.
Thanks.
Mother lover. This 9-7. All right, my niggas and my niggerettes. Let's do it like this. Rub your in the moonshine. Niggas call me Ill Fam 79.
There you go. Man food?
Cal.
Yo, what's popping? What's popping?
Getting it. I'm still getting it, Cal. It's just discreet.
Uh-oh.
I'm the extra link. Don't nothing move if it don't connect to me. Damon.
Facts. It's facts upon facts upon facts.
Damon.
Matter of fact, it's
How you say Aura?
Aura. No, I was saying Aris. I don't know what I was saying. Aura.
Is it A-R-R-U-H?
A-R-R-U-H. Yes, that's how when people
That
were
makes sense to me.
referred.
R-R-U-H. Aura.
That when driving Miss Daisy.
That look like Rura.
Rura.
Sound like your car won't turn over. You ever see a nigga working something out?
That sound like Tim the Tool Man, yo.
That cokehead. I'm sorry.
I don't think so, Cal.
He had.
No, that was a Tim the Tool Man reference.
Oh, my
I'm
fault.
sorry.
I don't think so.
Cowboy. I watched Home
Cal
Improvement.
Boiler.
I didn't really watch Home Improvement.
I did.
I especially at a certain point. Especially at a certain point, I couldn't. It
Wow.
was just,
After he got off with all that cocaine, you ain't feel like you had to watch it?
no. Tim the Two Man Taylor.
Yeah.
I said it for a reason.
The Tool Man was over the stove.
Like Cuban links.
He was stove guy cooking it.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tool Man cooks.
His last name ain't Taylor though, right? Tim Allen cocaine. Because he's got it's like a 1978. He was arrested for possession of over how much coke was it? 600 grams of cocaine. Hold on.
Nobody here was. You said 78.
78. Yeah. Hold on.
Nobody here was born.
Let me throw up because there's a whole what you call.
I'm glad because I would have had to get down with Tim.
That was that. I mean that was back in the day.
Look at him.
That's when it hit.
That's when it Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, he looks like he had it though, ain't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He don't look like he was him. He was with Teddy. Him and Teddy went to go see.
Yeah.
He already had it.
That's who was in the hot tub.
Like, oh, that was Joe who was in the hot tub in the first episode.
It was Tim Allen.
Like, all right.
Jesus.
Tim the Gram Man.
Tim the Gram Man is crazy. No, yeah, that's real. That's a real spill.
Remember, was it the oldest kid had some weed they got busted with?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was the oldest.
Just a little bit of
the
weed,
blonde
Dad.
one. Yeah.
You was out here moving bricks.
He was
moving that blow.
See, Um,
More powder is funny as hell.
more.
More powder.
That's how he got started.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Then he just to take the rest of it off. He's like, I could use
Hey Al, tool time. My tool is a straw.
Yeah. It's the only tool I need. Oh man!
Turn around, they call his name. He got some coke all on his face.
Sorry, Cal.
We gotta get to it.
Jim said.
That's what he said. That's 600 grams worth. Yeah, he was ready. He was ready. What day? It was Friday. What day did the word, or was it Saturday? What day did R-Truth drop that tweet?
It was Sunday.
It was Sunday. Because I know that it was the voice of God. There was the immediate concern, which I did end up seeing footage. The question was if they was going to be trying to bogart the show. There were "We Want Truth" chants multiple times. I think during two of the women's matches on Raw, they said before the show. At least in the one article I was reading, the clips that they had was during the Stephanie Von Care match and the Cardi Sane match. But they said that they were also chanting "We Want You." But I mean, it makes sense when R-Truth gets on Twitter and lets the world know that after his contract expires, which I guess is good. It sounds like it's soon.
Couple weeks. I've
been reading the middle of 2025. He will no longer be a WWE superstar. If I don't know if he's making it to SummerSlam. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like it could be sooner than later.
No black. Never mind.
No, I mean, hey, that is a conversation again. I think Naomi may be the lone warrior this weekend, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Truth tweeted that Carlito, who I hadn't seen, had won the WWC Puerto Rican Championship over the weekend, also tweeted and said that I guess he put a little humor on it, but he tweeted and said that his contract wasn't being renewed either. I'd also seen Sarah Logan had posted on Instagram that WWE's not renewing her contract. Karrion Kross, his contract has apparently not been re-signed, and they say that he's only got so much time on his contract as well. There were questions about Vaughn was saying, how did Vaughn word it? I'm sorry. He does Triple H get the Red X? Maybe does Triple H get the Red X?
No.
For this R-Truth situation specifically?
Oh, absolutely not.
Is that a Triple H thing?
They said
he got bosses.
But from what they said, it was. I think it sounds like it's being explained as being similar to the Braun Strowman situation, where they've been around for so long that their contracts are at a certain amount, and they feel that they're not trying to pay the maybe talk to MVP. They feel like they're not going to be trying to pay whatever he was making, million, a couple mil. I don't know. But yeah, from everything I've read was that it was a Paul Levesque situation specifically.
So I see Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
So when they say we need to cut this,
mm-hmm.
the answer to that is to get rid of wherever the most fat is, right?
I think that's where they would start. Yeah, like I said, that was the exact conversation they had with Braun Strowman.
So again, I don't know if that's going to. It depends on how you look at it. To be honest with you, I'm not saying Triple H doesn't deserve a Red X. I'm saying I don't know if he deserved one for this.
For this specifically is the no for me for this. I feel like R-Truth is top of mind because he got the outro that he deserved.
You got
He
the rub.
did. Listen. We're going to get into what I was talking about at the top of the show.
Right.
And it's like, okay, how should R-Truth go out? Right? Like if we getting rid of R-Truth's a legend, probably a Hall of Famer. Like, did niggas want them to just redo the Hall of Fame one night only this week and put R-Truth in the Hall of Fame? Like, I don't know if I understand what people wanted from the man who just got a Cena match on network TV and then goes out on his back the way wrestlers are supposed to.
I think him having to tweet that makes it look. He shouldn't be tweeting that. You know, I would think, and especially because I saw one report that said that it was Cena's idea to have this program with R-Truth. They're saying that he heard about the situation and was like, nah, we've been down the road for a minute. I need to add this to this program. I say that to say in this year where we're on, you know, this final Cena run, I'm kind of surprised that there's not like some type of storyline, like when, and I'm not saying you have to do a Ric Flair if I lose this match, I'm out the company, but if you knew that this was going to be the decision in the situation, I don't know why there wouldn't be some more, because the hoopla feels like it's missed. Clear, if the way everybody's responded, I think if there was some type of R-Truth going out, you know, whatever that going away party situation, you know, final tour would be, I think it feels like people would have been going up for it just because from the backstage in the locker room to the people in the stands, I got you to say, they appreciate R-Truth like they appreciate other people who have given their time to the company and the business. What you saying, man?
All that shit is cool. I'm for everybody black, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the time. I don't have no favorite wrestlers. I like everybody black.
Except for a couple of them.
Pardon me, cuz you're correct. I've watched R-Truth be stupid for the last 16 years. I've watched him run through segments. I've watched him get pinned by Peter Rosenberg. I've watched him act like Tommaso Ciampa was Triple H.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Have we seen them in the same room?
That's a good question.
I don't know. But I've watched all this bullshit from R-Truth without anybody saying everybody on the same accord. I understand R-Truth has done some spectacular shit.
First black NWA champion.
Facts.
The first black NWA champion. He has held the 24/7 title 6,000 times.
Yeah, he's the longest reigning in most reigns. Yeah.
But I've watched more people jump out the fucking window this week than have commented on R-Truth for the last 15 years.
Can I ask a question?
Talk to me.
Even because I agree with everything you just said. But my question would be, even if we don't go directly to that, right? Just in a more general sense. What was the last non-main eventer to get a proper send-off? And the Hall of Fame does not count because R-Truth's Hall of Fame is coming. We all know this. However,
allegedly,
what mid-Carter or less, like what non-main eventer got a proper send-off?
I can't think of one.
I don't know one.
But I also don't know. I mean, I don't want to feel like I'm putting R-Truth on a pedestal, but I do feel like, and this is the conversation we were having offline about the what the situation is right now, why people would be calling for Paul Levesque's head for this and many other decisions. The way that the company is being, the direction the company's going, it's phasing out a lot. People in the chat were asking about the Miz and stuff like that because of the comments. It feels like a certain aspect of sports entertainment is not fitting in whatever's being produced right now, and it feels like it will be a detriment to the future, because if it's not going to be able to also include that, they're going to have to figure out how to blow up some more of the stuff that isn't that at all, because that stuff also isn't working the way they think it may be working.
Pause, folks. We got a request, brother DDM.
There was
no. It's the same ones. I didn't change it yet. It's the same ones.
With the yin yangs.
I want to continue with this R-Truth situation.
Oh yeah. No, we're not going away.
I'm interested to continue to hear everybody's thoughts.
I just watched Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin get nothing.
Yeah,
they got nothing. We talking about Hall of Famers that were like they didn't play a bullshit role.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
That it was Bobby and Lana. Keep going. I'm sorry.
But we at least, I mean, I know we were talking about that.
It was legit in the title scene. The one person that was knocking off the great white hype walked out the company with nothing.
Yeah.
The level of concern was nowhere near this. I don't understand it, because nobody had this level of concern for R-Truth at all.
I think you have to remember that. I'm gonna be real with you. Ron Cena was just the other day.
Yeah, that's why.
Impact. But I think just like when people reevaluate their thoughts about Michael Cole these days, and because people talk about Michael Cole like they've loved that man, and I remember I was not a fan of his up until a certain point. When you really start to understand, they get over that hump and they really bout this shit, it turns into something different for the fans. And I think you saw that. The accounts that I was seeing posting the Ron Cena stuff and the way they were talking about if R-Truth don't win, we riot, stuff like that. Like, I think that happening, and then 2 weeks later he's tweeting that his contract's not being renewed. It looks crazy, and I think in that situation, because people think a lot of people may have started connecting the dots, but I think I do agree that there have been people jumping out of the window. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I understand why there's an outcry.
This nigga's online saying, "Oh, I bet this is a late April Fool's joke," because his character was so ridiculous.
Right?
You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo. That's it. That's all I got for it.
I can't discount the recent appreciation for him because of that program that happened at Saturday's main event. I do want to know, because I mean DDM has been thinking, and I mean, hell, DDM had his R-Truth figure ready. I was wondering what have you been thinking about with this situation, DDM? How have you been feeling about this days later?
I think it's several things. I think some people contribute in ways that is not always visible. One thing I do not like, and it's not necessarily our fault, but especially in the Black community, we have a priority ranking system of who's important based on who looks more substantial against whiteness. And I don't like that. Mm-hmm. And I don't like comparing what R-Truth should get versus Bobby Lashley. First of all, Bobby Lashley came and went. Shelton Benjamin may have been nice. He may have been great. But what was his relationship like with the rest of the locker room. What was his relationship and connection to the fans, right? Just because they didn't get those things doesn't mean that R-Truth shouldn't get them because Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin get them. I don't like that.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's how it came across.
Okay.
The second thing is when it comes to R-Truth, and I say this all the time about it, and maybe this is from my drama background, but I'm always going to look at people who can work with the least and make it the most for them. It's one thing we know that K-Quick or R-Truth has the body and the skill set to be up in the card. And a lot of people would, from a dramatic standpoint, Bobby Lashley could never do what R-Truth does, character-wise. Even if Bobby Lashley was in that spot, he wouldn't be able to deliver the things that R-Truth delivered. And I think we underestimate what comedy character work does and how difficult it is. It is a known fact that it is harder to do comedic acting and timing than it is to do dramatic acting and timing. We say it all the time on the show. Fam say it all the time on the show. It's easier to be a heel than it is to be a face, right? So when I think about that, I don't want to guess to some people, and this is a very valid point. My bestie says it all the time. She can't stand a New Day because of this. I know we want our people to look a certain kind of way, but so everybody is not going to be in that space, and the question becomes, what are you going to do with your time? R-Truth could have protested, stayed off of TV, and then moved on and did God knows what. But instead he said, okay, y'all gonna make me comic relief? I'm gonna be the best comic relief that it can be. I'm gonna make sure I break your main eventers every time they come on the screen with me. I'm gonna make sure that I'm nurturing and pouring into these kids that are coming in the locker room, right? And so when I look at him and when I look at how these things work, I can't discount them. Another thing that kind of annoys me with wrestling, and I know I'm going to catch flack from the chat and both my team, this shit is all a fucking TV show. It's not real. The athletics are real, but this is all screenwriting and scripting. You can write any story you want to write on wrestling. All of this, a mid-carder shouldn't get this, and that may not have happened, but we can change that story. It's wrestling. And at the rate that things are going with TKO right now, you don't know what you're going to get at this point because the ticket prices are going up. And to me, the quality of the product is going down. So they don't care about what kind of TV show you getting. And what this does do, it does support a statement that Fam says all the time. Support the wrestler, not the company. And I think that this happening is a great example of that. When you look at that release, are we saying that R-Truth should have had this whole brand thing? No. Okay. Maybe not. But to your point, Cal, when you put a person on television with your top guy of all time, when you have him featured in segments prominently every week, and when he called old boy Husky, I felt a fucking
your Husky son, yeah.
When you have him doing that, you know what that says to your, okay, if we're going to get into wrestling psychology, what that says is, oh, he's getting ready to renew, or oh, they have some kind of plan for this guy because I'm seeing him every week. Now with WWE, it's a double-edged sword, right? To Fam's point, giving him these moments, in theory, was great. And I think that WWE really thought they was doing the right thing because they gave him these moments because they knew they weren't going to renew his contract. And that was their way of possibly thinking that they were making good. Right. I'm not in the boardroom, so I don't know, right? But on the flip side of that, had they sunsetted that character and you stopped seeing him on TV, and then we got this news, I do agree with math in the sense that a lot of these folks wouldn't be as outraged. So there's a double-edged sword here. You put a person in a position to make the fans believe that this person was getting ready to be prominent or was going to stick around, or you sunset him, he disappears and nobody cares. And then for his real fans, they say, damn, they wasted R-Truth. So for WWE, if we're being honest, it was no winning either way, in my opinion. But I think that what I do want to acknowledge is, yes, we know R-Truth could have been several things in his career. But unfortunately, because see, here's the thing too, we got to put some onus on R-Truth. R-Truth could have let his last contract expire, or contracts expire years ago when he was doing that 24/7 run, and he could have went somewhere else and been prominent. He chose to stay. Okay?
That's true.
It's widely known that he was a Vince guy. He chose to stay, continue to collect his good checks, and walking around with that 24/7 title. That was a choice, and that was a choice that he made. So at a certain point, when you've been with the company for 15, 16, 20 years, and they treating you like the spook at the door, and you choose to continue to play that role, that's on you. That's
W reference.
That's not on the company. You choose to sign that contract every 3 to 5 years and continue to be that person. So
Thanks.
I feel like R-Truth had a great career for what he chose to do with it. I think that he played the character that he was assigned at a level that a lot of people would not be able to do, and he made it work for him.
Hey, I feel like we got a hint. Like during the whole little husky joint, right at the beginning of that, he was talking to little Jimmy. This is my thing. I don't feel, I hate the word deserve in pro wrestling, right? So I don't know if I feel, Truth deserved better, or Truth. I feel like people are saying Truth got nothing, and I just disagree with that wholeheartedly, because he got a whole outro, and the cherry on top. It didn't happen during Mania season, so it didn't spill into Hall of Fame, and maybe that would have made most folks feel better.
Yeah,
but because we're still gonna get welcome back Ron the Truth Killings to the goddamn Hall of Fame. He's going in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I guess that I do want to. I don't mean to cut you off, but I do think that is a conversation I think we should have. I mean, I would assume Legends contract
could be.
Well, I mean, like, what do we think R-Truth's next steps is? Do you see him? Like, people have suggested TNA. I've seen people theorizing that, again, people talk. Me and Fan were talking about this earlier. People were theorizing that it's not that Truth is not going to be with WWE. Is that it's some Brian Pillman shit where they sending him down to TNA, and it's really part of their global takeover of the wrestling world because they operate in multiple different federations. I don't know if I believe that, but like, do y'all think R-Truth is going to be wrestling more before it's a rap?
No,
I never say never with pro wrestlers.
Not AEW.
No,
because they say that he's got. I mean, Ron the Truth Killings was his name when he was NWA champion.
He has definitely been other places. He's been. Remember the Pac-Man Jones run? Like, he did some really dope. Like, he did some cool stuff. I think here's the thing about R-Truth. R-Truth fits in that Caprice Coleman category where he's older guy, don't show age, still move. If they asked him to have a wrestling match tomorrow, it would look good, right?
Right.
Do we want to see a severe decline, right? Also, do we remember the verb he JTG'd? Did we want that? Did we want him to just be at catering and backstage sitting talking to one of the stage hands on a goddamn pallet jack while people are having promos in front of him? Like, my question has to continue to be, what exactly did you want? Because I don't think he got nothing.
I agree.
No,
You know
he definitely. Well, I mean, you figure, and this was a guy who he had a leg injury a couple years ago that was going to take him out of wrestling. He was home. He was home. I don't know if it was a year, but it was a minute. He was home for a minute with the rehab on that. You crazy, Joe Dixon. He came back, and DDM showed that figure. It was around the time of that Judgment Day stuff where people, whatever, if you weren't rocking with Truth before then, the shit he was doing then, it was given, it gave renewed fire to Judgment Day. He was on TV a lot with that. It turned into him getting his first WrestleMania win in Philly last year with the tag in the tag team match with the Miz, who again Miz was online stumping for him and everything. And then you roll into the Ron Cena stuff. Like I think there was I think I like when we were talking about this. I understood the moves after hearing his tweet. Like all of that stuff made sense to me. My question is always like, could he be some kind of not boogeyman, Santino Marella? I think there's ways to utilize him where it's not okay, and then you have to wrestle. But he's a guy. He's gonna be able to work on camera. He has history with so many of these people, and it's already been I'm sorry, he's been established as being a goof for a while. So like even if he just popped up in a scene on some I wonder if
he can still do that though. That's the thing.
Still be able to be utilized in that capacity, or yeah, I don't know if you want to add him to panels again. I don't know what type of stuff they want him doing, but I feel like there are ways for him to use him.
Let me ask you this question, Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Has R-Truth ever been a general manager? I can't recall because
I don't. I mean,
maybe
there
not
may
long
have been.
term. I don't remember, but
I wouldn't be surprised if someone was like, he was a GM for a night on Raw or something like that. But I could see that. That's why I say Santino Marella.
You can evolve that character to be kind of like a Pinky from Next Friday kind of character, not that look, but that kind of personality. Like I see him in NXT or TNA. Like, who giving out championships?
Yeah,
you get a belt. What? You get a belt. You get everybody get a belt. Oh, just you don't like her? Oh, well, give her your belt. No, all right, yeah. I like your hair. Boom. You know what I'm saying? There is so much meat on the bone with a personality like that. That could be in an administrative or mentorship kind of capacity. And right now we're fan casting what R-Truth's career is. For all we know, R-Truth could be in a place where he's ready to be with his children for a time and his family, and ride off into the sunset. They want to pursue music. We saw him at Wally Mania in Philly, and I was surprised because I listened. He performed, and I was like, "Oh, he got a nice voice. It's very 99 2000." But I listened.
Well, he been rapping since the 99 2000.
Think Dragon, Young One, Dragon, Young One.
Well, and that was supposed to be his road, and then he wasn't able to get that situation working, and he fell into wrestling. He was, but I think that's why.
With Tupac.
Yeah, he got that Clorox bleach hair.
Yeah. It's like maybe that's what it was. Niggas wanted to see him pour Hennessy on his enemy.
But I do.
Matt hates all of this.
I think my mind is blown.
Here's the thing. And I get where Math is coming from, but here's the thing. I just want us to have enough autonomy within the wrestling zeitgeist as Black people for every. I feel like and it's a thing of importance in making sure that we look a certain way. It comes down to how we look, and in some cases, respectability. Politics. I remember I was watching, was it Kevin Nash? And he said he had talked about R-Truth and said, basically, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't have the exact quote, but he basically made the comment about, if I'm a black kid and I see R-Truth every week, what does that say to me? Well, no. If you're a black kid, you can see yourself in New Day. You can see yourself in R-Truth. You can see yourself in Bobby Lashley. You can see yourself in Carmelo Hayes. I think what the bigger question becomes, why does every black artist or wrestler have the pressure of having to be this super serious heightened thing? Because every black person is not that.
So I think to the answer, especially from a guy like Kevin Nash, is when he was actually in wrestling, it wasn't. People will go back and realize how important the New Day was at showing varied images of black people. Before then, there was the smiley guy or the big tough guy, or the smiley guy or the big tough guy. And that lack of nuance was in pro wrestling for decades. So when a guy like Kevin Nash says that, it makes sense because he doesn't understand the concept of black people not being a monolith, right? He just knows, I know that, if that's the one image that they get to see this week, that's probably not good. And that's something he probably learned from someone. And I think it's good that he learns that. But we are honestly, a lot of us are still getting past the wrestling tropes that are usually handed out to black folks. So while I understand what Kevin Nash is saying, he just kind of a little bit behind the time. And that's, that's what I do. So I get it. And I think the thing with R-Truth is that I don't disagree that he was important. Right? I just don't think the expectation of what the last week of his career should be. Like, or you know what I'm saying? Would you rather have him have been in catering talking about this food good, and then we get the same tweet, because the same tweet was always going to come.
Yeah.
That tweet was always going to come. So it becomes, how did you want us to lead up? He wanted to. Every wrestler wants to be used every time they show up at TV. Always bring your gear. Always bring your bag. You know what I'm saying? The nigga had Lil Jimmy and Husky Balls on his last day on TV. And he was possibly one of the most remarkable parts of the show. I would much rather him go out that way than being like, oh, I didn't even know R-Truth was still signed there.
Right.
Like we were with Valhalla.
And that's why I said for WWE, this would have been a no-win. If we didn't do it this way and we sunsetted them in catering, people would have been unhappy about that. Him being pushed and having moments like this and then finding out his contracts and then people aren't happy about that. So I agree with you, fam. Like, there was no winning in this from a company standpoint. Unless the only way they could have won is if R-Truth came out himself and said, you know what? I don't want to do wrestling no more. I'm going to quit.
Come on, little Jimmy, let's go.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But he's not going to do that. So here we are.
Maybe it's the tweet. Maybe I would be better about the situation if he just hadn't tweeted at all.
Nah, that tweet was always coming.
Yeah,
but I wish it was
too long for that.
Like I think in the two scenarios where niggas is going to be mad, I think I prefer the scenario where there's not a tweet that turns into a lot of outrage, a bunch of the outrage being, on the Fugazi side for whatever reason. Like, I would have been pissed. And probably would have done it live, been like, God damn, Ron Cena, and blah, 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 blah. But the tweet ignited, the tweet turned into something else. No pun intended.
I think also,
and I don't like what it turned into.
I think also too, R-Truth release was a perfect storm in the way that people are starting to view the WWE TKO era from a fiscal and business aspect. So people were already, I know I was salty about WrestleMania. You had these releases happening and they're saying record profits, even though from a business standpoint, I get it. It's a business. They got a bottom line. But I think this was just one of those things where after seeing several releases, the WrestleMania card not being great, the Backlash being even worse, that pay-per-view was doo-doo brown. And then you have all of that going on, and then you have a beloved character not being renewed after you charge me. You got a priority pass experience for even your Z-list pay-per-views. You're trying to charge me $500 to sit in the nosebleeds in Evolution. It's just a lot. I think here's another conversation, and I don't mean to segue, but WWE is entering that rare air where they're going to make money because people want to see stars. They don't really care about pressing the product because there's still going to be that person whose child wants to see John Cena. They want to they want to physically see this person and be in the arena with them. Whether the show is shitty or not, they don't care.
And there's so few more opportunities to do it than it would have been, exactly. 10 years ago.
And then you got the overseas piece, right? So they keep going to the well over there. They're going to Riyadh at the end of June again for Night of Champions. So they have kind of a captive audience in that regard. But the interesting thing will be to see how long that lasts or how much cachet they have with that while being able to do that and give out a subpar product and charge more for your title belts. I think one of the biggest mistakes WWE is making, in my opinion, is forgetting who they are, in the sense that they're really trying to market themselves as like a real sports thing. And sis, I don't care how much you try to switch it up and put sponsor logos in the ring, the general public will never view you as that.
Slim, they announced that Slim Jim partnership. That shit was in the ring.
That's so interesting. Like now, so look, sell everything. That's what this is.
That's that Nick Khan sensibility. Everything for sale.
I kind of think so. I see what you're saying, DDM, as far as trying to be real sports, but I don't think the product is trying to be real sports. I think the marketing is trying to be like real sports.
Yeah.
Right. And I think they they putting that Budweiser King of Beers in the middle of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that I remember from, when niggas was kids. But I think the one thing that they're not talking about is they're trying to get younger. That's what they're really trying to do. Is there's a youth movement, and it makes sense because as a good GM, you don't pay players, on a real sports team. As a good GM, you don't pay players for what they did. You pay those players for what they're going to do in the future, because you're not going to hold on to that old vet. Because if you sign some old quarterback and at the end of his career, it's just a stupid move. You know what I mean? You're just a dumb team, like a stupid team to like sign some old quarterback to
like Aaron Rodgers.
Math hates all of this.
But in all seriousness,
this whole setup.
Math hates this whole hour.
This whole setup
so far. Math says it's the worst episode of Pie he sat on in a while.
Close. It's close.
He said this shit going down to 2.
No, the problem is you have fired. One, they're marketing this shit like you two was saying. They're marketing this shit like it's real sports. But with that marketing, or with that business move, you have moved all the pro wrestling people out. This is where you have fucked up. You are left with people who don't run pro wrestling organizations. You did what I'm saying?
Familiar. It sounds familiar.
You have fucked this part up.
What's it sound like, fam? What's it sound like?
It sounds like WCW.
Well, so
it sounds like WCW, Jim Herd and all them niggas.
What is Triple H Eric Bischoff? Well, because I saw there's some talk that what's his name? There's some talk out there. Sorry, hold on. There's talk out there that was it Coachman? Coachman went on his Yami and said, "Hey, Triple H got 18 months left." Triple H about to be bouncing hell out there in
The
18
problem
months.
is the problem is they're trying to put Triple H in Vince McMahon's position. Triple H is a motherfucking booker and a pro wrestler. That's it.
Mhm.
You need somebody who knows the business side of pro wrestling to run that side of the WWE TKO merger.
Somebody
This
that what
had
somebody that
vision.
wasn't a wrestler that's gone into the booking.
The WWE is not UFC. It
Right.
is not professional sports.
Right.
It's the WWE. And this is
Literally.
where you failing. This is why the XFL doesn't work. Because you're trying to put pro wrestling the way you run pro wrestling in the sports. It
Right.
don't work like that. And we've seen that. And this is where they fucking up. Straight up and down.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
Is like Aaron Rodgers the name of the episode?
I'm gonna say this.
If you gonna get mad if it is,
I've
man?
heard you say a lot of petty things. Like a lot of
He done said this already. He just
I've
said it.
heard a lot. That was the second, like Aaron Rodgers, was the most pettiest thing. This goddamn Secretary of Shade the night after the show.
Yeah, you get ready.
The Elon.
He freestyling before he get to the show. That's what's happening. He in the cipher right now. That's what's going on.
The problem, D Skills, is Nick Khan is playing Vince McMahon's role with no Vince McMahon.
Right.
You can't play the role, fam.
You can't Vince McMahon.
He's playing it from the boardroom is
cannot.
where he's playing it.
That is that on this show.
Right.
Math is math, fam is fam, Cal is Cal, Mimi is Mimi.
Facts.
Cal ain't that.
No, could never be.
Fam ain't math, math ain't fam. You see what I'm saying? It don't work like that.
Right. That's not how life works.
And this is what they trying to do. This is why you're getting what you're getting. This is why you got logos all over the mat.
Yeah.
I don't know about I think I could do a pretty good math impression.
You're good with that stuff.
Everything is ass.
No, but I agree with you, man. I think I always say, and Fam has sent me a video of another queer person, queer black man, and he said the same thing I always say. WWE is Broadway with stunts,
Mhm.
and when they lose in the Broadway,
They losing that. You trying to turn this shit into something that is not being ran by motherfuckers who don't know this shit.
Right.
That's the one thing. And I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna keep it a bill with you. This is why you turn your head, you close your eyes to all this sexual misconduct shit going on. Because this motherfucker was the guard in getting this over. This is why you got so many people complacent.
mm-hmm.
Right.
So can I like bridge the gap though?
Yeah.
Because there was a disconnect with Vince where
Yes.
you can't make the same Marvel movie they made at the beginning of it and make the same one
Right.
now. What was accepted 30 years ago, 20 years ago in pro wrestling, even under Vince's regime, isn't palatable to people. Like, people won't accept as much camp and
And
cartoon.
you shouldn't.
So,
You shouldn't.
so yes, I think the business needed to evolve in this direction.
Yeah.
They not sticking the landing.
But you know what, though? This happens with every family business that gets big. It happened to the House of Gucci. It happened to McDonald's. And now it's happening to WWE. Because whenever
I'm selling Lady Gaga.
right, it's the truth, though. When you look at like the House of Gucci, Gucci ended up getting sold to I forget the name of the big company, but they just couldn't get it together as a family. People got greedy, they got big heads, the father died, they didn't know how. It was a lot. The same thing when you look at the story of McDonald's, got hustled right out of it. Ray A. Kroc and them. Well, not Ray A. Kroc, but the guy that originally had it. And you know what he told them in McDonald's? The guy that bought Michael Keaton's character, because they did a biopic on it.
Oh, that's right. The founder.
He said, I didn't give a shit about your burgers. I didn't give a shit about your fries. I wanted your name.
Yeah.
And It's funny because I'm watching it happen
Magic.
right now.
That's it.
Hey, it's that, but that was the plan, though. No, there's no way you make these moves, and that's not the plan.
That wasn't the plan.
Whose plan?
That wasn't the plan, Cal. Like, you
that's the end result of what's been going on, though, right?
You think the plan was for WWE to turn into the UFC?
I think the plan was for motherfuckers that own WWE to get stupid rich by hitting pay dirt with some company buying them outright.
I don't think that was. I think that was Vince McMahon's plan to get back at motherfuckers. To get back at his kids.
But his kids allowed him to get back to finish the deal, though. And to be frank, what you mean? The deal wasn't going to be done without Vince.
The kids didn't vote him to get in there.
The shareholders weren't going to. The shareholders did not have faith in Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They had faith in Vince McMahon.
Because Vince is the name.
Well, and Vince is the old white man that people are going to talk to. And the other old white men that are going to have the conversation in the room where the check gets written, they want Vince McMahon in that room before they have it. Like, the way people are talking about Triple H right now is the reason why Triple H wasn't in that room to make that deal that became the TKO WWE merger.
Do you think that Stephanie McMahon and Triple H were planning to sell the WWE?
No. I don't. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm.
You know what this is? If anybody who has ever watched Succession,
yes, yeah, it is legit Succession. Yes,
Succession.
Mm-hmm.
This is and Stephanie in Succession, the daughter and her husband who married into the family and kissed the father's hand, ended up the last one standing.
That's it.
Yeah,
and
no,
WWE,
exactly.
This is literally what happened. The son who was supposed to get it got pushed out because he was messy and he couldn't get it together. It's literally. I feel like HBO need to cut WWE a check.
Or
you mean TKO?
But that's how when these companies turn into
they're gonna get it.
Because Succession was based off the Rupert Murdoch and them. It was literally like Fox. It's like if you want to know how Fox moved, that's what it was. But WWE, it's a perfect example because they got to that corporate status that now they're making those moves and they have people in those positions where when can we sell? There's whole seasons about them trying to talk to people about being sold and the different plans that are going on. It was happening parallel to Vince McMahon gone and Vince McMahon back. The deal is on the table. Vince got the deal done. They're now TKO. Oh wait, Vince, get the fuck out. He just sold
Vince McMahon
$200 some odd million worth of stock today.
Vince McMahon
still owns like 3%.
He would rather watch his baby burn than to pass it to his family.
They've said there's been reports that Vince is unhappy.
I mean, you watching
that mustache? Is that why?
Yeah, it was a hate mustache. He's I hate myself. I hate the company that was turned into. I need a mustache.
He was back there by the pool where he took all the meetings. He was just like, and it just popped out.
But Vince is he got that I think it was 225, 250 million. I forget what it was like, a million some odd shares that he sold.
Just sell shares? He just sold shares, didn't
That's what Cal said. He just sold.
But I think he's got a ridiculous like 6 or 7 million shares left. Shout out Randy. But it's like a bank account. Like, at some point I could just dump each share's worth about 150, 200. Let me dump 1.5 of these and but he's got a company that he's currently working on and nobody cares. But I was wondering,
nobody cares.
Was I gonna bring this up last
older,
week?
Vince
was
McMahon or Jerry Jones?
That's a good question. Let me.
Jerry Jones is older than Vince McMahon. Jerry Jones was born on October 13th, 1942.
Jesus.
Vince McMahon was born on August 24th, 1945.
That's my good Google homegirl.
Yeah, Shanice.
I like her smile.
That's Cedar.
That's Cedar. No, I was wondering if there was any way that Vince McMahon, who's building a media company right now and pissed off at WWE, could take the opportunity to link with the Real American and Eric, because I mean they've got a whole, I mean, that they're, again, I was thinking about the other day, there's dots that are just floating out there and there's money to be made, and he took that man 40 years ago and created an empire. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again. But
that's the one thing. Vince might have been mad. He might be petty. I never think Vince will compete against the WWE. I never think that.
Can he?
No.
No. But I don't think he would take up arms against them.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he would ever. He might do petty things and stop things or whatever, but I don't think he would ever run against them.
That's a lot. Not with that machine behind him. Shit, and it feels weird. We talked all this stuff. I guess we should let's speed run some of this stuff. We got to talk predictions. Oh, yeah. But was there anything this week? Bianca's back. She had the confrontation with Naomi. Jade hit the side eye. She had an interesting eye for Bianca. She did. But it still feels like it's if they do something, it's at least got to be after Bianca gets her fingers healed. But
no wrestling. She just on.
She still got that championship ring.
Yeah, what?
She still got that championship ring up under her finger.
I doubt she wrestled. Yeah, it's still broke.
You doubt Bianca wrestles
anytime soon?
Not SummerSlams.
I want that
Vol. I mean, that'd be soon.
That's months. That's literally 2 months.
But she's been out for what, a month?
She's been out for a minute. She I forget when the injury was supposed to happen. Yeah, she's been out a couple weeks at least.
Yeah. So that's about SummerSlams.
Naomi is wilding, talking about throwing cat. Yeah, Naomi was up in her mama's house. I like it. I don't know. I don't care. I like that. I like that side of Naomi.
I think Naomi's character work is this is great character work. I think the character work, and I think Naomi is a clean wrestler, but I feel like the wrestling style, and this is my one critique, you know, I feel like the wrestling style needs to be a little bit more aggressive and nasty. Naomi, you can see that Diva era training because the hits don't feel, I always say this on every show. I like wrestlers where I can feel their hits.
Right.
And I don't feel her hits. And
from Naomi,
what she's giving from a character perspective is so massive. It's so vicious, and the look is so perfect. Everything is so on. I want you to be digging in bitch's skin with your nails. I want you to be
get nasty with it,
elbowing.
Yeah, I've been there.
You know, I want you to be, you know, if you're gonna do Diva era, pull a bitch hair, pull a weave out, you know, snatch her, you know, like adjust for the character in the ring psychology. The ring psychology for me, it's more than just doing this and this. It's smiling. We need a little bit more. And I'm not a wrestler. I ain't never took a bump before in my life. But this is the drama student coming in. If I'm going to embody a character, I need to embody the character all the way.
Word. I do agree. I agree as well. I'd like to see it. She got razors in her hair. Might as well.
It gave what it need to give. Aesthetic.
Yeah. Rip it.
Yeah, shout out to Jade Cargill.
Oh, God.
Don't do. Shout out Javon Evans. I know it's all promo for Worlds Collide, but I was glad to see Javon Evans get that SmackDown tag team match the other day.
He got the match, but he also took the pin.
Yes.
It's not the first time I've seen him take the pin.
It's the first time you seen him take the pin on his SmackDown debut.
I'm not surprised. Again, I stranger things have
Who else was
happened.
in that match?
Dragon. The El Boligrafo.
Boy, what?
No.
I'm talking about from WWE perspective.
Lapis.
Who was on his team?
It was
Ray.
it was him and Ray Phoenix. They took on Los Garza.
Oh well, yeah, he had to take the pin. Who else was going to take it? Ray Phoenix ain't going to take it. He on main
Ray
roster.
Phoenix is not taking any pin.
Yeah, see, I feel like when niggas come up
Not in that match.
When niggas come up from different shows, I think it's different energy. Like, you know how like some video games you got to use a certain kind of ammunition to shoot. SmackDown pins don't count as NXT pins.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he takes a pin on NXT, worry.
It's weighted more. It's weighted more. Yeah, especially in a tag match. His debut in a tag match.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. You feel like you in an alternate universe, don't you, Mav?
Y'all are on some bullshit.
Mav hates this episode. No, but speak your piece. Say what was you gonna say?
This is regular Mav. Mav hates
Y'all on some bullshit tonight.
What was bullshit? What's bullshit?
I mean, you are wearing that Steelers hat, and the reality is you already live in an alternate reality where you thought Aaron Rodgers was so at this point,
I never wanted Aaron Rodgers.
Name of the episode is like Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you.
And that hat was a choice. You chose to wear that hat.
I wore the hat because I got the BRP on.
Okay, all right.
I understand that how you spell it.
NRAJAS.
Y'all on here absolutely tripping.
About what?
Niggas taking pins. I have heard about Carmelo falling the hell off.
That's true.
Like so long, for who knows how long.
Uh-huh.
It's a home loss.
Hold on.
That was an away loss.
Right.
Let me finish let me land my plane.
Speaking here you go.
I've heard about Carmelo losing for the last 12 months, right?
Uh-huh.
It's BRP season, so we talk about this all.
Facts.
I've heard about Carmelo losing.
Mm-hmm.
But my cousin is the man who coined TV time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. TV time is like
currency.
It's like
important.
championships.
Yeah. Right.
Currency,
Carmelo is on television every week.
Yes.
Carmelo is in a Snickers commercial.
Mm-hmm.
When did that happen? Was that after WrestleMania?
That was before.
Okay. That was
But
this year, though.
That was this year.
It was this year, yes. No, I didn't know if it was last year. I was just confirming.
But we have conversations where Carmelo ain't getting a shot. Carmelo's falling off. Carmelo. But I still see Carmelo on the TV all the time.
Yes. I think Carmelo, the equivalency I'll say in this situation, Carmelo losing a match on SmackDown is equal to Javon Evans losing a match on NXT.
I hear you. Javon Evans is on television every week. Same thing.
Yeah.
He gets called up, takes an L on TV. Everything's cool.
That wasn't a call.
That's the first time I feel like I disagree. Yeah, that's not a call up.
That's called a hey girl, how you doing?
Well, no, like I said earlier, this is promo.
What they said in the production meeting?
This is promo for Worlds Collide.
Right, that's just giving. We need more eyes to watch YouTube. Hey, girl, you've been kind of doing your thing down here. We're gonna bring you up to showcase you, to let people see you, and then we're gonna go ahead and send you right back downstairs. But it's very much when your mother had the new TV and she let you come up to watch your show, but then you had to go back to bed.
Back to that black and white.
But I'm saying he teamed with one of the guys that he's gonna be facing in the match on the show, Surdy. And then on NXT, he teamed with him again in an 8-man tag match. This is promo for Worlds. They YouTube special this Saturday. It wasn't a. Did they say it was? It may have been a SmackDown in-ring debut. I don't know if it was a call-up.
Hold on.
It was definitely not giving call-up. And if they calling him up now, then you should be worried because he's not ready for a call-up
at all. But I may have chose my words wrong because I know he's not on the SmackDown roster.
Right.
Pardon me for using call-up. I know he's not on the roster. Right. But him taking the L don't mean as much, but he's on the grand stage. I'm gonna fall the fuck back because y'all in the day.
I don't think I'm far from saying, at least on this situation, but
we sit down and I watch motherfuckers in the IWC in our conversation talk about black people not being showcased on WWE TV.
Yeah.
But I think with the point that you may be confusing is nobody's asking for a handout. What we're asking is to have black people represented accurately and correctly according to what storyline and what you told us. The reason why we are upset with Carmelo is because Carmelo was presented as a top guy in NXT. He was the A champ with the North American title. He was an NXT champion. And then he got drafted. He was the #1 draft pick on SmackDown. So how he was presented led the audience and the viewer in the story to believe that he was going to be a big deal. So when he does not get presented the way that you sold us in the trailer, because see, this is a movie, right? So in the trailer, we thought we was going to get one type of Carmelo Hayes. When the movie actually came out in theaters, it was a different Carmelo Hayes. Now we want our money back and we're upset because you wasted Tom Cruise in a Z-list movie. That's the difference. With Javon Evans, this was not a hyped match for him. This was, hey, girl, you've been doing your thing. We know you had a little moment with Randall a couple months back, but you have since redeemed yourself. We got Worlds Collide coming up. We just bought this company that we really don't give a shit about, but we got them now. We need to get their views to YouTube. You've been killing. We're going to try you out on SmackDown. To me, this was a televised dark match, if you ask me. It's the same way where they bring other people up. And it's just like on NXT. They're now bringing kids up from Evolve. They losing too. But a loss on NXT is not the same as a loss on Evolve for them, right? So I think looking at it, we want to root for everybody black. And when we get upset and when we say, hey, this needs to be corrected, it's because you have presented this person in a certain kind of way. We've seen what this person can deliver, and you're now playing with us in our face. They did not play with us in our face about Javon Evans.
Dab, you are 1,000% correct. If I was still talking about Carmelo Hayes, I was about to say we have sat and talked about black people not being on television. Me saying it's PLEs, it's not television. I thought we were talking about black people not being on television. We'll say PLEs. Fuck it, I don't even like arguing the point no more. What I was gonna say is,
No, keep going.
Go ahead.
No, what you gonna say? Finish your thought.
I'm finished.
Cargill look nice.
What?
Huh?
He said Jade Cargill.
Nice. He presented nicely.
I know. That's not what I'm saying, Mimi. What I'm saying, I wasn't even talking about that at all. What I'm saying, what I was about to say was y'all motherfuckers was telling me Carmelo Hayes was in the toilet. I'm rocking with what Dad was saying. I was moving on from that point.
Mm-hmm.
All I was saying was I just heard a whole soliloquy from Dap about how R-Truth is like we got a vast variety of what black people are, but ain't nobody say shit about R-Truth being on television. You never heard anything about, but R-Truth on TV. Nobody mentioned R-Truth.
See, I hear you, But you can't have this conversation with us because we talked about that.
Who?
We have
Previously on math.
8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night. YouTube.com/Black Rasslin. We've had our truth conversations on here before, have we not?
No.
All the time.
It's the Steelers hat. I'm convinced.
Y'all
It's
niggas
still sad. It's very funny.
We've never had our truth conversations before.
about what? What part of our truth conversation do we have? That's a legit question.
I feel like we reversed.
Yeah, just fuck it. Let's just go move on.
No, it's not that time yet. It's not that time yet.
Well, it's time to what you call. It's time to what you call. Worlds Collide. At least for a little bit. This Saturday, 3 p.m. on the YouTube.
No,
There goes Javon Evans right there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now I'm gonna give them the same critique I give AEW. They wearing me out. You got this at 3 o'clock to 7 or till 6. Then I got Watch Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Y'all wearing me out.
So I feel like though, if this lives on YouTube, it's almost something that you can just put in your back pocket. Like, if I need something to watch.
Right. Yeah, well, I think it's so you figure it's the Ethan Page North American Championship Fatal 4-Way. You've got Vikingo defending the AAA Mega title against Chad Gable. You've got Stephanie Vaquer and Stephanie Vaquer. Sorry, I want to make sure I get everybody's names as right as I can. Her and Lola Vice are taking on Chick Tormenta and Dalis, yeah. That should probably be an ill match. And you got Psycho Clown on a NXT WWE show is going to be dope. Latino World Order and Lince Dorado taking on Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. We'll see what happens. Yeah, there's actually another match too. That's the other match. There's 5 matches in total, but I think they only got 4 posters. But I think the one thing is that show's going to be not. I mean, there's going to be a lot of lucha, but I think it's also going to be a lot of different styles that people aren't normally into or from WWE. So I think situations like that are why when Worlds Collide may be not a on demand or like a back pocket watch, but definitely like having the Chad Gables, having the Stephanie Vaquers, having the Ethan Pages and the Javon Evans, the people that have been on NXT and been on the shows on there are kind of like bridges to.
Am I the only person that think Chad Gable gonna get hurt in this match? But
I hope not.
Amerigo Vespucci gonna be fine.
Well, double duty.
I was gonna say he Chad Gable need to make sure that he's good for El Grande Americano.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Chad Gable gonna get hurt, but then Americo Vespucci gonna be fine.
Well, he probably gonna be hanging from that briefcase at some point. So
oh yeah, they'll run that back.
I guess we'll see. But now speaking of that, it's Money in the Bank season.
What you think?
They said Stephanie you gonna earn this call up.
They said Triple H hates this pay-per-view.
He hates Money in the Bank.
That's been the word on road.
If he does, I know why. I know exactly why. Because you're no matter what you do with this pay-per-view, you book yourself into a corner.
Yeah, because you gotta figure out. You can't.
I love when someone loses the case early. I love it because then whatever division that person is in is wide open. If not, whatever the nigga carrying that case, and it never looks good on a good guy. There's so many. I think there is so much more negative about Money in the Bank than positive. I like the show, but the concept of the contract is it's run its course.
It's run its course, but I think that's why you have to, with the briefcase specifically, either it's got to be a person you're going to make, or it's got to be somebody who's going to be intriguing on the on the chase. When being a heel or somebody that's like in the middle would make a lot more sense because they can tease and trickery with that briefcase a lot. But Titles on the line. We've not seen is Downtown good?
Downtown's perfect.
Mm.
Mind your business.
Downtown was hanging out with the inspector last night.
You mind your business too, big.
When I came home last night.
Tell nigga to
Mind your business, nigga. My conigliere is fine.
Hey now.
We so like you said, we got Worlds Collide 3 p.m. Money in the Bank 7 p.m. on Saturday. Are y'all doing anything else? It's raining.
I'm outside.
Oh yeah. You gonna be on the phone for real.
No,
he ain't watching the show.
I'm not.
He ain't watching the show. He ain't watching shit. He ain't watching shit.
I'll figure out what happened when I get home.
He ain't watching shit.
When I came home last night.
Actually, I think I don't know if Mimi's got what's it called? Predictions, but I wonder if Mimi gonna be outside for this. Let's start talking about this show though. First match,
Conigliere.
The Conigliere, that's right. First match, we're talking about
a whole haircut upstairs in my house right now.
I love it. No, I love it. That's the blackest thing I've heard today. Lyra Valkyria defending the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. This is a how did they determine this? A last chance match. If Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lyra has it. But if Lyra wins or Lyra loses, then she has to raise Becky Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. That's straight out of Wikipedia.
Hi, Bailey.
I was gonna say who y'all got, but I guess the question right now, DDM, is Bailey jumps in when and against whom?
Honestly, I don't care. Like, girl, get somebody this belt. Do something with it. I'm ready for this to get out of Ireland, and we need another contender. We got these new girls coming up on the roster. Rebecca, I love you down. Nice lady, beautiful gowns. But let's move this on. I'm tired of it.
So who you got?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a piggy by his toe. If you holler, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So my finger landed on Rebecca, and I don't even care.
Damn. DDM said, "Fuck this." Who you got, man?
I'll go Bex. Big jaw Bex.
He said, "I'll land on Becky, and I don't care."
I was watching Raw the other day. My daughter walked in and she was like, "What is J-Lo doing on here?" And it was Becky Lynch. That goes to the theory of J-Lo playing white people in movies. J-Lo play white. J-Lo is a white woman in our movies.
Mimi said Becky Lynch. Damn. The stipulations have me thinking it's going to be Becky Lynch.
It's Becky Lynch.
Yeah. The whole idea of raising my arm and being the better woman. Yeah. Champ's going Becky Lynch. I'm going Becky Lynch. Sounds like it's a sweep. Next match, because I don't know if this is main event in the show, so we're going to talk about it right now. The last time at Money in the Bank, at least, is now John Cena and Logan Paul, who I guess we'll find out on SmackDown. They had a conversation, it was a video or something where they were trying to figure out the name of their tag team. What was the one? The one name was the WWE, like that being the name of their tag team for this show. I forget what the other one was though. It was something goofy. Anyway, they're taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, and yes, that means that none of the world titles are being defended, but specifically both men's world championships are being held by people in this tag match. Who y'all got?
I think this is great for Logan Paul. It's a profile raiser for him, and as far as wrestling is concerned, of course, he don't need none of them to be famous.
Right.
But I think this is great for him. But I'm looking at this match, and this is a little social commentary. I'm looking at Jey Uso and Cody a little crazy. They got y'all together in a tag team match, and one of y'all got the belt. Now Cena, he part-time. He got belt. You know this. With him, I'm not. It's different for him. But for y'all two, the fact that they got y'all both in the tag match, giving cool in the game, and one of y'all got the belt, and this is giving girl. What's going on?
Damn.
Nah, I think it's fine. I think the issue is I think they want the Money in the Bank matches to main event. So this is why they put their champ. So you don't get that argument of, well, the championship match should main event every time. Nah, put the champions over there to the side so you can let the main event of the pay-per-view be what it is supposed to be, and that's the Money in the Bank match.
All right, so let me do my thing. Eeny, meeny, miny, mouse. Catch a piggy by toe. If he holler, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mouse. Out goes the rat. Out goes the cat.
God dang it.
With the Steve Star hat. Okay, I'll go with John Cena and Logan Paul.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm with that. That's what Mimi said as well in the chat. Damn.
It all depends on when this goes on. I don't think the only person here that can eat a pin is Logan Paul, though, right?
He's 8 pins, I think, though. Like, he can't keep losing.
Well, to these guys, he's obviously the lesser in this. He looks on this picture. He should be Paul as the pin eater. So
He's a real eater.
He's an eater for real.
He's a real eater.
Wow, I'm gonna go with the bad guys. I'm sorry, I'm going with the good guys.
Cody and Jay.
Yeah, they gonna smoke a Jay. They like to smoke. Jay was high at one time at the.
I think I'm
at the press conference together.
Yeah, I'm going with the former tag champs as well, only because I think this is going to be the catalyst for Cody Cena at SummerSlams.
Kodak
and Cena at SummerSlam is my fault.
I'll leave the light on for you.
Who you got, champ?
I'm going with the Yeets.
The Yeet Mania?
Yeah.
I'm with it.
The Yeets versus the Yins.
Me, Oos. Day one. Me, Oos. And you know, for all this marketing and branding that WWE is doing, it baffles me that they still haven't figured out the way to have the Yeet pre-printed on the glasses.
Yeah. Sami Zayn probably had to write Sammy on his glasses on Monday night the other night.
I just don't think they plan to stay in it. I think as soon as that crowd goes down a little bit, they just yank it.
Well, if you go, there was that interview that Triple H did before Mania. It was some like business podcast. I mean, it the way he talks about it, it definitely was oh shit, they like that. Let's keep going. And then they kept going, and now you kind of got to keep going because of the little 6-year-old in the crowd. They want to yeet. They want to be on the side where the Yeet Man, Daddy, buy the tickets to the show where the Yeet Man gonna be, because I want to yeet on TV. All them little kids like eating with the Yeet Man.
Ew.
That sounds like a very special episode of a sitcom from the 80s.
Next match. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. See on screen.
Stephanie
Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi.
They got some competitors in this.
It's some heaters in this match.
They got some competitors plus Alexa Bliss in this motherfucker.
That's funny. This should close the show. This should be the main event.
Yeah, this should be the main event, and it's no Sade.
It would be smart.
The main event.
I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they want to do it. It would be great if they did it. I don't know if they're going to do it.
It all depends on who's going to win.
It's a few people I would like to see win this motherfucker. None of them are named Rhea Ripley or Alexa Bliss.
Right.
I'm going to go with Naomi.
I like that.
But I'm going to stand on Roxanne Perez.
I'm going
Where's
Roxanne
the
Perez.
side now? Hold up. Who is he picking?
That's a great.
I'm going with Naomi.
He said he's going with Naomi, but he's rocking with Roxy. I'm going with Roxanne.
I stand on Roxanne because I said she should have won the Rumble.
I'm going with Roxanne. I could see Alexa Bliss being the I hate saying
That's
dark horse,
awful
but like I could see them being like, oh, we really gonna give him a misdirection with that. Roxanne, like a lot of these women could probably win the title on their own tomorrow. Even Julia, I could see her doing like a surprise win of a title. I like the idea of Roxanne being that heel that has the briefcase that's part of Judgment Day, sneaking around. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of story with that, but
we just did that with Tiffany last year.
I don't care. I'm gonna like it more with the. I wasn't a fan of Tiffany's briefcase run, to be honest with you.
Where is
It was the same.
Is Mimi still in the chat for this match? And also, I'm going Rhea.
I like that. Is Mimi? I don't think I've seen.
Why you pick Rhea, fam?
I like that.
I don't think she's significantly involved in anything else.
Rita Ridgely,
which would free her up to have a championship match at SummerSlam.
That's awful.
I watch wrestling though. You've seen it before.
It's Io Sky is still the champion.
Yeah, give me Rhea.
I could see that. I could see that being the match, but like I said, I could also see them be. I don't know how. I'd have to check.
There she go, Cal.
How many times they've had? I got you. I don't know how many times they've had matches together, but
that would be cute.
Y'all saying Rhea Ripley and Io Sky makes me think even more that it's going to be Roxanne Perez. But
Roxy player.
I'm a fantasy book, but if fan picking Rhea and then Rhea has the match at SummerSlam with Io, and then we get a heel Bianca interferes so that Rhea can't win the match.
Hey, anything can happen. Mimi said Naomi. DDM, did you say?
Oh no, I didn't choose.
Okay.
So I'm not going to eeny, meeny, miny, moe this one because I actually care.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen.
I think Stephanie's going to have a fantastic showing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Julia is going to have some moments.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to need to have some moments to progress her character because it's not given. We're not jumping out our seats when Julia come out right now, and I'm concerned.
Yeah, oddly enough, she may need to have the best showing out this show just for
Yeah, she's going to have a showing. Foxy Roxy can work with anybody. So she going to deliver. Naomi has the best character right now out of everybody here. Alexa has great ring psychology, so she's going to give you some good moments. Rhea is the star power you need or something like this. As far as a winner is concerned,
right?
Who will win the 25th annual Hunger Games? I want to say Naomi, but I'm not quite convinced.
I understand.
Hey, yo, shout out to Mimi going to Buju.
Buju Bantam.
Yeah, Didi, we got to get there, babe, because we got to get the goddamn Mimi ass on the next one before she rock like a champion.
Buju Bantam, rock like a champion.
I am going to
you get it from.
I don't care who wins because I think I'm just going to enjoy the match. So I'm going to go with
nigga.
Imagine being behind DDM at McDonald's.
Let me have
Y'all niggas got chicken.
The chicken strip.
I'm gonna say Naomi because we ain't got no black people doing nothing significant.
That's support everybody black. I understand.
Yeah, so I'll say Naomi.
All right. Final match of the evening, assuming that they don't add anything on SmackDown. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The more I look at this, the more that women's match may be the main event. LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, El Grande Americano, Seth freaking Rollins, and Solo Sikoa.
Old, boring star hanging on.
Give me boring for the win.
Is that Solo?
That is Solo Sikoa. Give me
Okay.
Solo.
I'm glad I read that right.
Shit. This nigga going. I think the gimme is Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Seth. Well, Seth is campaigning like he's winning this match. Every promo.
If this is the first match of the night, Seth Rollins is winning.
I agree with you.
I
There.
am cashing in.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I've been pro Seth for going into this show.
That would be 100% Triple H booking. Let's get rid of this Money in the Bank case tonight.
That's what he did with Drew last year, right?
I got Seth, yeah, and he lost. I got Seth.
He lost, yeah.
Seth winning. Damn, if they go.
I'm going Seth winning. I don't know if I'm predicting cash in, but I'm going Seth winning.
I got Seth winning.
I don't know if there's a way. He's talking like it, and when I look at this and I think about, I mean, he don't need.
If it's first,
he's
Seth
getting
is
it.
winning.
Yeah, he's getting it, and then you'll see him later in the show.
And then he's cashing in on Jey Uso.
Mimi says Seth.
There you go. Who you got, DDM?
Andrade.
I like it.
That's definitely not. I understand the logic.
Now it's time. Isn't it ironic?
No.
Isn't it ironic? Sorry. I had to.
No shade to Andrade. I want to root for my hometown hero, Mr. Knight.
Right.
But I know that Triple H doesn't view him as
At
rate because he's old, which is unfortunate.
He might be on that chopping block if you don't get too many more T-shirt sales, boy.
Get to the chopper.
You know they getting rid of them old niggas.
Hey.
I am going to go with my favorite Butch Queen.
Hold on, what?
My favorite Butch Queen. He's in his Butch Queen era. Seth freaking Rollins.
But he was out of the Butch Queen era.
Seth Rollins?
Yeah,
Butch Queen is definitely from Dorsey.
I thought you said he was. That's funny as shit. That's funny as shit. But I thought you said
Is he out?
No, when he wore that floor suit and that gold chain with the logo on it, that's definitely giving Butch Queen at brunch at an evening.
Butch brunch?
Wait.
And he smelled like YSL.
Shout out to Seth.
Seth freaking Rollins, yo. And well, that's Money in the Bank. Shorty, what you drank? Good Saturday. Good Saturday, 7 p.m.
My mama went to school with Butch Queen.
Yo, that has to be.
Did that save the show, man? Did that save the show?
No, the show is still ass. But
Full circle. I told y'all.
but
Done 2 great impressions in that.
yo, my mama went to school with Butch Queen is funny as shit.
Oh man.
On
But I
that
thought you
note,
said he was out of the Butch Queen era. That
No, he's still in. When he wore that floral couch,
To Mr. Furley.
yeah,
To Mr. Furley.
yeah. I was like,
Kind of like some of this shit I got on right now.
that's why
he might. I think he might be in his Baby Billy Bible bonkers.
That's too much alliteration. I don't like it.
Baby Billy Bible. Can Butch Queen? I don't know if Butch Queen
No.
can name the episode.
he can't.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think we can do that.
We can't. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll get. No, hey, Didi, Happy Pride. I don't think we can do that.
Don't say Happy Pride now. Nobody give a fuck about Pride. They taking all our shit anyway. They closed They closed Dupont Circle Park. Trying to be nasty during WorldPride week. Don't nobody like us no more.
That's crazy.
The party's over. The party's over.
Whoa! I was about to
Party's
pull the square.
over.
He was about to say it. He was about to say it. I almost pulled the square. I think.
Yeah,
Nah, you ain't low.
No, you
I understand. I
I be
appreciate
thinking,
it.
nah, DDM is never low. I've always been.
You are
I-
tripping.
never low.
You know, I do appreciate it.
But
But
they taking all our stuff. They taking our names off ships. They taking all that.
Wait. What you mean they closed the park?
They closed Dupont Circle Park.
Said what he said.
It's closed off. You know, Dupont Circle, for those of you who are not in the region, Dupont Circle is a very popular area of DC where gay people frequent. So it's WorldPride in DC this week. You know, you want to go to Dupont Circle Park, the Dupont Circle Hotel, you know, the Lao is around there, all that stuff. Word is that they closed off the park.
Wow.
You know, that's not pants on the ground. Jermaine, get out my face.
I'm sorry, DDM. I'm sorry.
You know,
we was tripping earlier. My fault.
But yeah, so it's like one of those things. Like for me, I mean, thank you, Cal, for being such an ally. And you know, we talk outside of the show, so Cal is really an ally and a great person. All of my guys are. But the reality is this: the party is over.
You gotta name us, nigga. Don't just name Cal.
The guys.
Math and Sam. Okay, you feel good, Sam? Okay, I gotta give you a win because you're still wearing the head of a loser, but I digress. When I
see you tripping. You trip. All right, go ahead.
But no. So it's like
wrestling boots on the ground.
Right now, in more ways than one. But right now,
with them fans.
Right now they lead that, you know, it's not lucrative to be a Pride sponsor. Stuff like a lot of prides around the country has lost a lot of sponsorship dollars. You know, you're not seeing the pride flags on the cold.
And I think I've not seen the companies online doing their rainbow
Right now it's popular, but I'm glad that this is happening because the community can. I personally, this is my personal opinion. I'm glad that all of this is happening because there's a generation of young gay people who all they know is everybody liked us. We had our month, we had sponsorships and this, that, and the third. So they're not attached to a time when Pride was like, it was no advertisement for Pride. Like even for me in the like late 2000s, Pride was like, girl, you know, Pride this weekend. It wasn't no advertisements. It wasn't no all this. It was like, oh, hey girl, yeah, by the way. Then it became this corporate thing. And you know, next thing you know, you got Colgate and Budweiser and all these people got rainbow flags and Absolute got blinged out bottles and all that, which is great, but it's temporary. And then the question becomes, and I know we gotta get out of here, the question becomes, where's the equity in that? Because they get the sponsorship dollars for you to parade around and dance, but where they investing as far as in medical technology, housing, social support services, things like that. That is the question you really need to ask. So have fun this month, girls, because the party's over.
The party, damn.
So who's your Black Wrestler of the Week?
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point, DDM.
It's Harriet Tubman. My Black Wrestler of the Week is Harriet Tubman because they're playing with my auntie.
Well, you know, they said she wasn't really. Her name was Linda Valkyrie, and she used to play basketball in the region, and they used Harriet Tubman as a code name as to not be. I don't know what them niggas online was talking about.
What? I missed it. I'm
it was weird. My Black Wrestler of the Week is Harriet Tubman.
I respect it. I'm gonna have to check for it. I missed all of that. Damn, niggas, you can't have nothing.
Well, y'all niggas, y'all niggas gotta stop believing that. Niggas will put a picture of somebody and type a well written out paragraph, and all of a sudden it's the truth. Niggas believe anything.
Yeah. Niggas will believe anything. You got Black Rasslin of the Week, brother fan?
Hey, really quick, rest in peace, Ronnie Don.
Salute.
There was shout out to Lil Fam. He's on the road. This is he got his permit this week.
That's
first
right.
try.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Matter of fact, what am I doing? Where's my Where's my applause for the permit? Shouts out. I know it's scary, but shouts out the permit.
Absolutely. So as my actual Black Rasslin of the week, I'm going with a group of people. Shout out to the good folks over at Fight for representing at DreamCon. Shout out now both members of a Silent Storm, the former inaugural Fight tag team champions are hurt.
Both of them?
Both of them, yeah. Mike Thunder got hurt in Houston, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to all the good folks over at Fight, man. Shout out to my guys.
Salute, bro, man.
And girls.
Shit, I wasn't even prepared today.
I got a blank right now too.
I'm gonna go with.
Oh, I will think of this person that you said the show. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
True.
Half of that. That's pretty good. I'm gonna be honest though, DDM. Half that hour was you figuring out your order.
Our truth being Mass Black Rasslin of the week is perfect.
It's great.
I think my Black Rasslin of the week is gonna be damn. All right, hold up. My Black Rasslin of the week's Tyra May Steele. She went on NXT and represented. You know we didn't talk about
4 hours of AEW.
No, not even.
AJ Francis.
I meant. I was gonna say Mariah May.
Oh, Mariah May.
Mariah May. I will say we don't know what the name gonna be. I've seen this. There's been talk about. Shout out to Math. Math noticed that night that just like Ricky Saints, Ricky they didn't say her name on commentary. She didn't say her name when she was down there. So do not be surprised. She's like Mariah Mays, Mariah McMullen or something like that. Like it's gonna be a little Yamin on the end of that. Either the first name or the last name gonna flip.
It's about to be a lot more glamorous. I'm like, okay, bitch, come the fuck through.
So is it going to be 2 G's? Is that something like
yes.
The alliteration? It's going to be like
that's what
Gail.
He said. Julie July is crazy.
Julie July is
the porn star.
January loading.
Actually, I'm not mad at Julie July. That's kind of cute.
June July is funny.
Porn star.
Yeah, that's
July.
Julie July is signed the video.
Julie July.
January.
The other thing.
October. I'm screaming. Y'all are dumb.
I can't. Again, and I will say this. Talk about screaming. I was sitting on. We talk wrestling in the BRP chat offline. It's the first time in a while where I've been watching a show and I saw something and I was like, oh my God. Like when I saw AJ Francis on the CW on a WWE NXT television show, I wanted that. Like I was on this podcast, like boom, to talk about, the TNA and people going to NXT and the people that used to be WWE. Like the way AJ Francis has been cooking, and we in that 50 season right now. The way AJ Francis has been cooking, it's to me, it's dope to see him on NXT as that character, not having to revert to the character that people knew top dollar back in the day with the squad that they threw out the window. You know what I'm saying? Don't say New Hit Row. That's AJ Francis. This is a whole different situation.
Shirt. What you saying?
Huh?
I got a Hit Row shirt.
I'm saying, I'm not saying, because I'm not worried about number 52. And when I think of Hit Row, I think of blase blah. We got to get out of here. DDM.
So Hootie still there, ain't he?
You said what?
It's a Hootie still there.
Yeah. It's some stain on that name, because especially with the way Yamin was talking about them not too long, man. To the other man over there, get that shit out of here.
Oh yeah, Ashanti Adonis still here.
Let them shine on their own shit. We don't need a New Hit Row. Let them do their own thing on the next level shit. DDM Secretary Shade is probably popping soon. Where can people find you and that and all of that?
Oh, youtube.com/Secretary of Shade, which I hope I make it because it's 11 o'clock.
I tried.
It's given. Also, so you can find me on social media at Dapper Dan Midas. If you're in the Baltimore City area, I will be. I've curated the talent for Baltimore Baltimore Festival down at the Harbor Place Amphitheater. It'll be going on from 2 to 8 this Saturday. Rain will shine. Yeah.
I like that, brother. Faye.
Hey man, IlFam79 on your social media choice. You can find me taking it back to 79 tomorrow, downtown Baltimore, baby.
I love it.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Oh, Wu-Tang is in Sit Town.
Wu-Tang. 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 Yeah.
Huh?
Where they gonna be playing at?
At the Chicken Box.
Oh, they doing the whole arena?
Yeah, it's them and Rock the Jewels.
Math. Where people find you? Where people find you? You gonna kill somebody today.
This nigga.
Hey, one more thing.
In a row. It's 2 weeks in a row.
He gonna kill somebody today. He said it's 2 weeks in a row. Where nobody can find at Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin, wherever you get your social medias. BlackRasslin.com is the website. As always, you can find Black Rasslin Podcast every Friday. Let me make sure that's clear. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast, we should be there. And I should say, if we're not where you get your podcast, let us know. But we on Deezer, and I don't know if niggas even rock with Deezer no more.
Deezer D.
Sour Diesel.
Sour Deezer. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay that 1. No, pay that 10. What? Pay the 11. You should pay the 11 because there's new episode of the Bulls dropping tomorrow. We watch niggas doing yo-yos. We watch people men calling their homies to say goodnight. There's a lot of stuff that we watched on that episode.
Deal, why the fuck would you sign?
There's here he go. There's a bunch of R-Truth stuff over there too. If you're trying to talk, here he go. We gotta get out of here. Shouts to Mimi in the, on maneuvers right now. Hope that Buju Banton show as well. Peace of the chat. Love y'all as always, but I'm taking you off the screen right now. If you've not hit that like, please hit that like so we know that you like us. We'll be back here next week to talk about this Saturday and everything else that's going on. Surdy, my fault. Yeah, I guess that's it. Peace to y'all. Peace of the squad on the line. We're out of here. DDM, please, for real this time. Take us out.
Isn't it ironic? All you want to do is some chronic. But then you forgot when you were down. Who was around? I can't eat, I can't sleep.